Right, you've read the title, so I don't really need to explain where I am in life right now, but this video is just going to be a very quick one since it is my first one, kind of teaching you and telling you, giving you the prerequisites to getting to this position in life, especially at this age, okay? Put that over there. Right, so obviously, like I said, by the title, and if you know me from TikTok, you'll kind of know where I am in life right now. But literally 374 days ago, I was as close to rock bottom and as close to zero in my bank account as one can get and somehow still get to sleep. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of take you over what's happened in the last year and then reveal some of the harsh truths that have come about as a result of that happening in the past year. Okay, so to set the stage, Valentine's Day was yesterday, and that's a very significant day for me because this time last year, I remember vividly being in a very precarious situation. So to set the scene, I had just spent Valentine's Day with my girlfriend. At the time, I was in Spain practicing to be a professional golfer. Now, as you can see upon this mahogany table, I am clearly not a professional golfer. That went to shit. But at the time, I thought I was going to be a professional golfer. Anyway, she came out to Spain and we went to Portugal to celebrate Valentine's. And yes, if you are wondering, it literally rinsed me of every last penny I had to my name. I remember looking down the fucking couch for pennies, asking friends I could borrow money from so I could put us up in this nice hotel for a couple of nights and take her out to dinner and pay all the checks and buy drinks without looking at it. Simultaneously, while literally shitting myself every time I went to tap my card because I genuinely thought I wouldn't have enough money to pay for it all. Anyway, through some miracle, I was able to pay for it all, and she went home, and I was stuck in Portugal, and I remember it so vividly because the day after Valentine's Day, I went to look at my bank account, and I fucking kid you not, I had about £5.74 to my name, and that was literally a year ago, okay? Now, imagine the situation. My girlfriend's just gone home, I'm in Portugal, I need to get back to Spain so I can keep practicing, I have no money, I'm completely fucked, right? Anyway, after some, let's just say, very persuasive busking, I managed to get from Portugal, from car to car to car, across the Spanish border, into Ayamonte, where I was able to start practicing again. Now, obviously that's a great thing, but let me put it to you this way. For those, I'd say, 4 or 5 days after getting back to Spain, I probably lived the most broke of my entire life. I'm not gonna sit here and pity dick you, I don't want your sympathy, but I kid you not, I was living off €3 coffee and fucking sheer will for about 75 hours until I eventually managed to get some more money from my friends. And that day I went to the gym and I did a generic chest workout on nothing but coffee. I think I had about 5 by this point, and fucking oxygen. And if you are unaware, if you have nothing but coffee and oxygen and then you go and work out really hard, about 45 minutes in, like I did, you were gonna throw the fuck up everywhere and basically feel like shit for the next day. Anyway, after having that workout, going to the public toilet, which dudes use all day, and literally putting my fucking cheek to the bowl and throwing up for an hour, I managed to walk home, go to my villa, go to sleep, and I remember just sitting there, my hands in my head, genuinely fucking looking in the mirror thinking, how the fuck have I got to this point in my life? I wanted to be a professional golfer, it hadn't panned out. What the fuck am I gonna do in my life, okay? Now, for those of you that see me on TikTok, you may or may not know that literally a week ago, a year ago, I signed my first client, okay? Now, it wasn't very much money, it was £207, but I need you to hear that so you can understand the contrast on where I am now. I was like you, I thought, hold on a minute, if I just have loads of money and I can just like fucking bring in cash every month, I can basically do whatever I want and my life will be complete and everything will be happy and I'll never have to worry about anything ever again and my fucking shit will smell like roses and my piss will be gold and everything will be happy and amazing. I'm here to tell you that at the ripe age of 22, making the amount of money you can see in the thumbnail and on the title of this video, that is not the case, okay? There are some harsh realities that come with this ambient ascent that I've had recently in terms of financial gain. Okay, like I said, this isn't for sympathy. It's a video I wish I'd fucking seen a year ago today because it would have probably made me a lot happier in the ascent to the position I am now, okay? Harsh reality number one. No matter how much money you make, this isn't cliche, listen to me. No matter how much money you make, it will never be enough, okay? Let me give you the perfect example. I hit 10 grand a month about 4 or 5 months ago. I think it was about 4.5 months ago. And you know what I thought would happen when I hit 10 grand? I thought I'd look at my bank account and I'd genuinely fucking have an erection and I'd just start jizzing everywhere from happiness, okay? That's what I thought would happen. But the reality is, and the reality you will find when you eventually get there, is that you look at the number in your bank account and you see 5 figures and you genuinely like, you're like edging yourself just from looking at the screen. And the harsh reality is that while I was looking at my screen, I couldn't think of anything else but, holy shit, I know people that are making 20, 50, 100 grand a month. 10 is absolutely nothing. And here's the key, when you're in the ascent of financial gain, no matter how much you make, there will always be someone in your circle, by proxy, that is making more than you and will make you feel like shit for the amount you're making. I was at dinner the other day, and I thought I was doing pretty good, you know? I just hit, you know, a pretty big figure. I was doing good. There's another, a month-long figure that I'd hit. And around the table was a dude making 100 grand, another dude making 50, and a dude that was 3 years younger than me making the same amount as me. So understand, when you're making money, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because it's certainly a fucking good thing, and my life is a lot better because of it. But if you measure it in the way that I measured it and the way that most people measure success, you are going to be perpetually unhappy with the position you're at. I'm going to tell you how to fix that in a second, but that is harsh reality number one. I didn't think when I was making this much money at this age, I'd kind of be like, hang on a minute, why isn't this completely amazing in every way? I thought I would get in my car every morning and it would be rainbow road to every destination, but it isn't, okay? The harsh reality is that you look at your bank account, you look at the number you're making every month, you think it's going to be this absolute fucking bliss euphoria all the time, and it's not. It's just a dick measuring contest all the time. Never-ending dick measuring contest. Imagine you think you've got a big dick, and then you go to the Congo and you find out you're absolutely jack shit, you're nothing, okay? That's how it feels. Harsh reality number 2, which again, is something that you're going to come across if you want to amount to anything of reasonable success in your life. And that is that the people in your life are going to separate themselves from you undoubtedly, and quite fast and quite viciously. I'll give you another example. About 11 to 10 months ago, when I was quite deep in my outreach, when I was really trying to make something of myself, when I was trying to fucking eventually get the momentum going, get the wheel spinning so that eventually I could start bringing in continual money from copywriting, I was in Spain, sat in my bed, what the fuck, leant up against the fucking bed frame, duvet over me, laptop in hand, crusty keyboard because I ate in bed as well. In the meantime, all my friends, which at the time were also trying to be professional golfers, were fucking out there every day in Spain, bliss skies, it's been fucking blue skies for 20 days straight, playing golf in the heat, having a good time, building camaraderie, having the best time of their lives. In the meantime, I'm sat there, literally rotting like Gargamel with my fucking hunchback, sending emails and DMs all fucking day. That was my reality, okay? And as you come to realize, and when you start doing this, because if you are already doing outreach or you're already trying to do something like this and you're quite deep in the ends where there is no turning back, you're gonna find out very fucking quickly that you are gonna have to make some sacrifices, okay? And those are gonna come mainly and firstly in the relationships you have with people. So in my example, I didn't speak to my family for I'd say 4.5 months. I can specifically say that I didn't speak to my dad for about 3 months. I missed his birthday. I forgot when it fucking was because I was so entrenched in making sure that every second I spent in my entire life, every single day, was towards getting money, and specifically through getting money as a copywriter. It ruined my friendships as well. Not to mention, I literally only had about 3 friends and all of them played golf. And do you want to know what happens when you don't do the things that your other friends do, which actually like string the relationships together? Eventually they dissipate. So at first it was nothing crazy. It was they'd go and play golf, I'd do copywriting and try and send emails. And after about 3 days, they'd come back to me and say, hey, how you doing? What's up? Have you made any progress? And I'd be like, no, not yet. I'm still going, but thanks. Slowly but surely, and I couldn't even pinpoint why, I can't remember the day, but it was very, very slow and very, very gradual. Those instances happened less. It was they'd come back, and instead of saying how I am or what I've been doing, they'd just go straight to the fucking living room and watch TV or start betting on sports, or I'll start talking about their random shit that happened on the golf course. And that's not their fault. That's just a result of what happens when you don't do the same things as people that are your friends. So you're gonna realize that very, very quickly. When you dedicate yourself to something so vigorously and so absolutely, the people that are around you that you were usually friends with because of something else are simply just gonna not be your friends anymore, okay? I know, right? You're gonna lose all your fucking mates. It's a shit thing to happen, but ultimately, that's a decision you're gonna have to make. I thought it would be, yeah, I'm gonna be a copywriter, I'm just gonna make fucking emails and pull money from the sky and all my friends are gonna have a good time, we're gonna go out, I'm gonna pay for all the drinks, etc. It's gonna be good. That didn't happen, and that isn't gonna happen. You're gonna have to be so misunderstood that they genuinely just stop fucking talking to you, and they make fun of you. The amount of times my friends would just make fun of me when I'm sitting there like Gargamel, haven't showered in a couple of days because I'm so fucking disgusting and I'm entrenched in making this work, and they just say, how's your business going, bro? Oh, you haven't made any money yet? That's a shame. I would get that on an almost daily basis, okay? Now, I'm not saying this, again, to get pity-dicky with you. I'm not saying it for empathy or to make you feel bad for me. I'm saying this so that you understand the harsh reality of getting to this point, okay? If success was a road, this has to happen, okay? I know it's a harsh reality, but listen to me. If success was a road, this is one of the fucking junctions you need to go along. In fact, if you didn't get to this point in your ascent in financial gain or whatever you want to be good at, I'd be quite fucking worried, because this is absolutely necessary. I know all my business friends and anyone that's successful in my life went through this period. They went through a period of being completely misunderstood, basically losing all their friends, and being a complete loner for a couple of months while they were still trying to make it work. Okay? It is a harsh reality, but it is the reality you're going to have to go through. To circle to the harsh truth, number one, okay? You need to stop measuring your success by the number on a screen. And I'll tell you why. Because like I said, as you continue to measure your success by a number on a screen, you will be continually surrounded by people that have bigger numbers on their screen than you, making you perpetually and always never-endingly feel like shit. You'll never look at your bank account and think it's good enough. When I hit 10K, I thought I was gonna be fucking pissing gold. And then you're at dinner tables with dudes that make 20, 3 years younger than you, and dudes that make 50 and 100. And what I've realized is, and what I wanna fucking drill into your head if you're trying to do this, is that when you hit those numbers, you cannot measure your success by the pixels on the fucking screen. You need to measure it by something else, okay? And the way I was able to do that was by completely eviscerating the fact that, oh, I'm successful because I make 10 grand, and instead by measuring my success on the ability to affect my loved ones' lives. So let me give you an example. Nowadays, if I hit 10, 15, 20, 25 grand a month, I don't think, yay, I hit 25 grand a month. That isn't what I consider success. Nowadays, to measure my success, I do it by how much I can make my loved ones' lives better. I did this 3 or 4 days ago. My dad and my stepmom recently went to Thailand. For the record, they work extremely hard and they are not in an affluent position, but they put their money together and they went to Thailand to enjoy themselves. My dad is an extremely hardworking man, and I would have nothing had I not had him as a father, and I owe absolutely everything in my life to him. And so to say thank you, I sent him a large heap of money. I'm not going to say what it was, but it was certainly more than he'd seen in a long fucking time. That, to me, is success. The fact that I'm able to do that. Long story short, I sent it to him in a message saying thank you for everything, and I didn't hear from him for 2 days, which was a bit concerning. I thought, maybe he'd been fucking killed by some Thai, fucking tree snipers or something. Turns out he'd just been so overwhelmed by the fact that I was able to do that for him. He became such an emotional wreck that my stepmom had to message me on his behalf saying that he was in a total wreck, okay? That, to me, is a better measure of the success than seeing the number on the screen. So, when you begin making money, maybe it's 1 grand, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, 5, 10, 15, whatever, stop measuring your success, stop feeling good about seeing the number, and instead, in my case, I suggest you do this too, measure it on how much you're able to affect the lives of your loved ones. Even if it's only buying your mum's shopping for the week so that she can cook you dinner. That in itself is an act which you can measure and say, you know what, 2 months ago I wasn't able to do that, but now I'm making more money. I can buy groceries for my mum, which will mean the fucking world to her. That is a measure of success. And then when you make 10 grand, maybe you can send her 2 grand and say, go on holiday for a month. That's an act in itself. And maybe when you make 50 grand, you can fucking buy her a house and put a mortgage down, okay? So I don't measure it by, I made 10 grand, woo, I made 20 grand, woo, I made 50 grand, woo. I measure it by the acts that I'm able to give to my loved ones. I'll give you another example. I can't pay for chemotherapy should anyone in my family get cancer. I don't have enough money. So when I make 100 grand a month, I'm not gonna think, yeah, I made 100 grand. I'm gonna think, you know what? Thank fuck. Now if anyone in my family gets cancer, I can fly them to Dubai and get them the best treatment in the world for that illness. I can now afford that. That is the fucking relishing feeling I get, instead of seeing the number on the screen. So please don't fall into that trap, because when you start making more, you will be surrounded by proxy, as a result, by people that make more than you. And you will feel like shit all the fucking time, despite thinking you'd feel good because you made all this money. It's not gonna happen, okay? Harsh truth number 2, you are gonna have to be so unrelentlessly selfish, it is not even fucking tangible, okay? When I was doing this, like in my heyday, 10 months ago, I kid you not, I woke up, I sent emails, I wrote copy, I ate the same food every day, I went to sleep, listening to podcasts, I'd wake up again, write emails, do outreach. I couldn't afford a taxi to the gym, it was an hour's walk. I'd walk to the fucking gym, listening to podcasts on how to be better at copywriting. Then in between sets, I'd write notes down from the podcast I was listening while I was working out, and then walk an hour home, listening to podcasts on how to get better, writing notes, and then come home, eat the same meal 3 times a day, sit on my fucking desk or my bed, write emails, send outreach, go to sleep, repeat. I literally didn't give a fuck about anything unless it was either putting money in my bank or making me closer to getting a lead to further my copywriting career. Besides that, I didn't fucking care. You could be a loved one, you could be my dad, you could be my friends, you could be my girlfriend. My relationship was pretty fucking rocky then too. I didn't care, okay? Now, from the outside in, you probably think that's extremely, extremely selfish, and it is, but newsflash, bro. If you want to be selfless, you need to be selfish. You need to tell the loved ones in your life, look, this is how it's gonna be. I've made a decision. I know this is gonna hurt you, but ultimately I can foresee a future where we have a better life if I'm completely fucking tuned in right now, which means completely disappearing from most of your lives. Sometimes you just gotta go loopy, man. Sometimes you just gotta say, nah, fuck it. I need to lock in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months and just debacle the entire world so that I can completely and ultimately sit down and just intertwine my life into this goal. And that's what I did, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You have to be selfish now so you can be selfless later. I had to be selfish with my time. I had to not give a fuck about anything else or anyone else so that I could give every single second and every single neuron and every single brain cell towards making more money as a copywriter. So that now, in 2024, a year later, when my dad wants to go on holiday or my girlfriend wants something nice or my friends want to go out, I can literally do anything they want without blinking an eye. Now, that makes me selfless, but I was only able to do it by being gastrically selfish. So understand, yes, this harsh truth is real, and yes, you are going to have to distance yourself, and yes, it's going to suck, and yes, you're going to miss people, and yes, you're going to be misunderstood, and yes, they're going to hate you for it, and yes, your relationships are going to fall apart. But it's necessary so that in the long run, they can be more fulfilling and prosperous than if you'd ever done that before in the first place. My relationships with my family and my friends and my girlfriend are better than they ever fucking have been because I was so relentlessly dickish and so relentlessly selfish back then. Like I said, not a rant, not here for your pity dick, but it is important you understand because I wish I could have seen this a year ago, okay? To recap, no matter how much money you make, stop measuring it on how much is in the bank, but more on the effect you can have on your loved ones. Because that way, you'll be able to genuinely see how you're having a good impact on the world, and you won't think, I'm making loads, but he's making more than me. Fuck him. You are able to help your family. That's how you measure. That's how you measure your success, okay? And secondly, you're gonna have to be so goddamn Arkham Batman selfish, it's ridiculous. But I'm telling you, it's a long line of success, it's necessary. You're able to do that, you're gonna get here. But to get here, you need to go through that fucking period of, oh, I'm basically not gonna talk to anyone ever, and also, I'm constantly gonna be stressed, and I'm constantly gonna be preoccupied doing this, and so I'm never going to speak to you. But you get through that, and on the other side, the fucking flower blooms, aka the money comes in, and you can use it to better the lives of everyone else in your entire life. And now I'm sat here, in a penthouse, in central London, at 22. Something that I genuinely would never have been able to even imagine, should you told me a year ago, and I had a pretty big ego back then. But even I was like, this is ridiculous. I wanted to hit 5, maybe 6 grand, fucking call it a day, and fuck off to Thailand. But now I'm here, sat in front of a chessboard, which costs hundreds of pounds, and I never fucking use. But it's just to show you that in 1 year, 1 fucking year, where you think is gonna be so valuable, and if you don't go out that night or fucking do cocaine with those friends or play that video game this year, that everything you're gonna miss out on it all. I'm telling you now, please listen to me, lock the fuck in, take the earplugs out. I'm telling you, if you just put your head down and you're selfish and you're willing to admit the fact that some people are gonna leave your life for a brief period, that when you get through it, life will be better than you could possibly imagine. I can't spell, and I write for a living. And I write so fucking well that I'm able to literally put my cousins through private school and take my dad on holiday and buy my girlfriend anything she could fucking dream at 22. So take this as you will. I hope you wrote a couple of things down, and I hope it helped, okay? Like I said, way more videos coming. I'm completely new to this YouTube game, so apologies if it's absolutely shit and this video was the worst thing you've ever seen on the internet. I'm working on it. If you want to see more, can't believe I just said I just spoke for 10 minutes straight and didn't say once. What the fuck? Editor, get rid of that. don't get rid of it. Yeah, if you want to see more, please subscribe. If you liked it, like the video. If you didn't like it, leave a hate comment. That's fine. But yeah, stay tuned and there'll be more where that came from. But I'm telling you, man, you can change your whole fucking life in a year. So get to it.